And we're live. Welcome to Living in Jacksonville channel. It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock. We're on time. And you know what, folks? What we were saying just a minute ago is like, it's been a long day. I'm tired. But you know what? We have a show prepared tonight and we're here. We showed up like we're supposed to. Tell us where you're watching from. We want to know if you're watching and where you're watching from. Yeah, even if it's you, mom and dad, it's okay. You can tell us where you're watching from. There we go. Where are you watching from? Tonight, we're talking about a really bunch of cool development neighborhoods. We're back into real estate this week, folks, and there's so much development going on here in Northeast Florida. We're not just carrying on about Jacksonville. We're going to talk about Amelia Island. We're going to talk about all the way down to the Palm Coast. We're going to talk about Cove Springs, all the places you've never heard about if you're not from the area. And you'll realize that this place is becoming massively developed. And every week we talk about different things. We've talked about the development in Durban. We talked about the Pacific Coastal Highway, which is going to connect everything from going right through Silverleaf. And so all this massive development that's happening, the infrastructure, the hospitals. We talked about schools last week. And I just found out, you know what I realized, Miss Rachel? I didn't even say good evening. How are you, Miss Rachel?
Good evening. Hi, I'm good.
You? Do you have?
Can you hear me?
Maybe it's something to do with me. People, if you can hear me, make sure you put it in there. Maybe it's going to took my headphones out. I don't know. Let me see. Can I say something, Rachel?
Mic check, mic check. Am I good?
Oh, hey, for some reason, my sound is only on the headphones now. All right, my apologies. Yeah, last week we talked about school because it was the first week of school. How are the kids doing? Did they have a good first week of school so far? We're almost through.
So far, so good. They are tired. They are also tired.
Yeah, well, having to get up and make it in time and new teachers and the long day. So super long week, but I'm not tired because of them going back to school. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Unlike you, I was like, get back to school. So school started, and what I realized about our show last week about schools, no one cares about education. We didn't really have that many people watch this last week's video. And I tell you what is it, people? Do you not care about schools? What is, I thought people watching have children. So if you have children, put in the comments below. And if you care about your kids' future education, otherwise, I don't know why. Whenever we do schools and we talk about St. Johns County schools or ratings or whatever, we don't get as much views as we do when it's like Pacific Coastal Highway. Everybody wants to know about the new development of the highway, but tonight,
you mean the First Coast Expressway.
Yes, I keep calling it Pacific Coastal
Pacific
Highway.
Coast, and like we're not on the Pacific Coast.
We're not in California. Darn it, wrong show. Yeah, First Coast Highway. Oh my gosh, that just shows how. Yes, very fatigued. All right, so what are we starting with first off? Where are we starting? Amelia Island?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Amelia Island first. So give me a second to share my screen. It always takes me a second to find where my first tab is on this program.
Yes. So Amelia Island, I just moved my in-laws from there, sold their house really quickly, actually. Amelia Island, though, of Fernandina Beach and the actual island, and it's such a beautiful place, and it is gaining so much popularity. And there you go.
It's beautiful. Amelia Island voted second best island in the U.S. So, and this was, this article is from the Florida Times Union, Jacksonville.com, but this ranking actually comes from Travel and Leisure magazine. So best island in the continental U.S. So, you know, we got to qualify that a little bit.
Still pretty impressive.
I agree. I mean, I just think that's kind of cool. It's not very far. It's a suburb of Jacksonville in Northeast Florida. And really, I get it. It really is truly beautiful up there. It attracts a lot of visitors throughout the year. So it's just, you know, it's got beautiful history and just a little beautiful spot really close by. And then I'll show you where it is on the map so that everybody can kind of get an idea of where it is. So this is Amelia Island, and I'll zoom out so you can get a sense of where it is in relation to Jacksonville. There you go. So
Yeah, it's
Not too
right
bad.
there before you start heading into Georgia, and it's also got the big shrimp festival. Mayport Shrimp are up there near there, and they have a big shrimp festival every year. They have a lot of cool festivals actually. So
Yeah.
very cool place, awesome little downtown scene. But some of the stuff that I haven't done is all the nature around there that they have so much abundance of, and that we've never really taken advantage of.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that you can go and see up that way. So I definitely recommend it. If you haven't been, you should definitely go check it out. And I've heard if you're into shark's teeth hunting can be really good up there. I haven't had any luck, but
Yeah. I also there's an island up there with wild horses too.
right, Jekyll Island. Although I think that's Georgia, right?
Yeah, that's Jekyll Island, but right before
Cumberland.
there, yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, just over the border in Georgia. Yeah, so all pretty cool. And I hold on a second. I got another tab to share. HGTV ranks Fernandina Beach among best cities in U.S. for small town charm. So that is another area right there on Amelia Island. So it's on the island. It's just the northern part of the island is considered the Fernandina Beach part. And it's just, less than 50 miles from Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah. We were going to move there, but if you live on the island, we were looking to move on the island. But if you're going to look to move the island, just to go to a mall or the hospital or well, they do have a Baptist Health there. I know that because my appendix almost burst when we were there for vacation, and I had to go to visit the hospital there. But I mean, as far as schooling goes and all that, it's very small and quaint, and so we were like, maybe a little too, it's tiny, it's small, definitely. So you'd feel like you're island living, but it's chill. And my in-laws live there for a while because there's a lot of retirees there for sure.
Yeah, so it was an area we considered as well. Ultimately, our family was closer this way, so we wanted to be maybe not that far because it can be a little bit of a hike if you're trying to get from like the Mandarin area of Jacksonville out that way. It can be a little bit
Yeah, it's about an hour, right? 50 minutes from,
about that. Yeah.
yeah,
So trying to do
downtown
the hike,
Jacks, maybe 30, 40 minutes. So yeah,
right.
it's far out east in that northeast section. Big master plan community in Fernandina Beach is called Wildlight. It's interesting. That project will go probably for the next 20 years, but they're going to be building 30,000 homes from Fernandina Beach area all the way up into the Georgia border. Big developer owns all that land. And I think it's in the very beginning stages. It's going to be interesting where it goes, right? Because we always talk about, is it Nassau County? We always talk about how that keeps growing. The schools keep getting better. And it's, coming from South Florida, the big trend is people always move north. And so where else are we going to move? How far north are we going to move? And that would be the next area up.
Right. So, I mean, as close to Georgia as you can get, really, and stay on the coast.
Yeehaw.
So, but yeah, so it's a beautiful area. And on niche.com, 2025 best suburbs to live in the Jacksonville area, we've got Nocatee.
Mm-hmm.
Always, it pops up a lot in a lot of different little surveys and things like that. So Nocatee is definitely a great neighborhood. But, I just want to throw some shout outs to some other suburbs of Jacksonville. If you're not from this area, maybe you've never heard of it, but Fleming Island is another great option. It's over in like the Clay County side of Jacksonville. And then we've got Palm Valley, which is not too far from Nocatee. Fruit Cove, which is more of the like river part of St. Johns County. So
Julington Creek area.
Right. So yeah. Julington Creek area, Jacksonville Beach, World Golf Village. So, I just thought it was, Oak Leaf Plantation. That's another over towards like Clay County.
Mm-hmm.
And Sawgrass back to Ponte Vedra. So I saw a map. It can show all of them. So you get sort of an idea of where everything is. So you've got all the way up here in Fernandina Beach, there's one, and then you've got Atlantic Beach, Jacksonville Beach, Palm Valley, Nocatee, all this stuff along the coast. But there's all these really beautiful spots that are close to the river as well. So it's not all about the beach. We got river stuff too.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's Clay County, Fleming Islands, west of St. Johns River. That whole area is going to blow up all the way to Cove Springs. So if you're looking for affordable living, I think there's going to be some massive opportunities with the Pacific Coastal Highway. Just kidding. Not the Pacific, but the First Coast Highway.
Yeah, that's right. Also, I think that another area that's set to, just kind of get even bigger is the north side of Jacksonville. So I'll share this tab. The north side is the new south side. A look at the booming growth of Jacksonville's 32218 zip code. So the north side of Jacksonville is really experiencing a huge growth right now too. And I'll show you a map in just a second of how big the north side is. But if you live in the 32218 zip code, there's a good chance you've noticed how the neighborhood is booming. As one local developer said, north side growth is happening at breakneck speed. So and they're not joking. I started digging into this some more, and I found so many new communities being built in this area here. And you can see this is a pretty huge area. I mean, it goes pretty far west and then it goes all the way east. So that's all considered to be the north side. And Jacksonville International Airport, to give you a landmark, is right here in the north side.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of benefits being there. I mean, look, you can drive up to Amelia Island. You can, the Mayport's near there. You got downtown, which is going to be booming. You've got the Amazon Fulfillment Center. And of course, you don't have to drive that far to get to the Jax Airport. So, and I'm sure real estate is a lot more affordable there than it is in, say here in St. Johns County.
It seems that way. And I mean, if you look at all this, you can kind of see like there is room for growth. They've got a lot of, roads already in place. We've got 95 and 295. There's that Amazon distribution center that you're talking about. So all of this is, you see a lot of green in there. And yeah, the international airport traffic will be something to consider for sure. But all of this out this way, there's so much potential.
Yeah, I did a really thorough video on best Jacksonville suburbs. Actually, just a year ago, got 11,000 hits. So if you're on the channel and you want to dive into this deeper, check out this video. It will be very informative of some of the top picks, and it was based off of that niche article. So.
There you go. Another thing is the north side has a new fire station in the Pumpkin Hill Creek area. So when I see this kind of stuff, this is when I start to go, oh, okay, they must really have a lot going on. Once they're, really getting all that infrastructure in, a new fire station to serve the growing north side communities near the Pumpkin Hill Creek Preserve State Park has officially opened 9 months after ground was broken for Fire Station 76. So this was that's a pretty quickly put up fire station. And then it says on here too, prior to last fall's placement of the mobile home that was the first and temporary home to the Fire Station 76, fire officials said that there was a pretty large gap in coverage. So it was definitely necessary. They even put a mobile home there for a little while just to make sure that they were serving their citizens as well as they could.
Wow. By the way, I just want to say thank you, Nancy. We totally forgot about Cumberland Island. That was what I was telling you about, the horses off Amelia. It is Cumberland Island. So thank you, Nancy, for getting us right and correcting us on that. Heck, I'm not even on Florida. I'm in California apparently tonight. So that is right. Cumberland Island is pretty awesome. If you've never been there, it's amazing. These horses are still there after all that time, but definitely need to check it out. All right. Sorry about that.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. And then this is where the fire station is. So you can see pretty big area that they needed one. So you can see all the
Yeah,
other fire
and
stations.
I know we talked about this in one of our previous shows. We talked about parks, recreations, beaches, and all that. There's so much up there for that as well. If you're into
yeah.
that, that is where you want to be for sure. For all my nature freaks, for sure.
Yes. So I'm going to go through a couple new communities that are being built up that way. There's villages at Westport expansion to add 695 new homes off Braddock Road. So you can kind of see this is the plan, and I'll show you where it is, because I think it helps a lot to see where all this is going.
Mhm.
So that's going right there. And we've got a few of them, so I'm just going to kind of rattle them off real quick right here. We have another one, new 50-acre housing project coming to Jacksonville's Northside. You can see this site plan, and here's the map for this one. We have, this one's a little more west than the others. As you can see, the north side is huge.
Yeah, Jacksonville's massive, so it's bigger than you know. It's one of the biggest cities in the country. So
right, and it's just something to consider too when you're looking. If you're considering the north side, if you want to be more, closer to the beach, or if you want to be closer to the airport, you do have options. Saddle Oaks expansion moves forward with 622 single-family homes. We've got another huge community going in up that way. This is the phase 2 of Saddle Oaks, and it's being built by Lennar. And this is where this is going. I do love good maps. So this, again, on the more western side. And this one I thought was really interesting. This is a plan, former Bikardi owned land to become a 1,000 acre housing retail project in Jacksonville. And this is still in the planning phases. I'll show you another map that kind of shows it a little bit better. So you can see 95 is here, and this is near the airport. Actually, I've got an even better map than that. Okay, here we go. So along here, 95, Pecan Park, and 17 is going to go in this section here. And as I zoom out, you can see this is where the airport is. So it's going to be right here. So very close to the airport, very close to that Amazon distribution center. But then also you've got all this state reserve out here too. So a lot of benefits to that area. We have another couple builders coming to the area, and they're called Ashton Woods and Starlight Homes enter the Jacksonville market with 4 new communities by 2026. So I've never heard of Ashton Homes, but or Starlight, but Starlight Homes is it targets workforce housing starting from the upper 200s. So if you're looking for something more affordable, Starlight Homes might be the way to go. And then Ashton Woods, they're going to open a neighborhood called Crescent Shores. That'll open in 2026, starting in the 500,000s.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in Orlando currently. We're starting to see a lot of the development in Orlando's expanding out towards Tampa and up here in Jacksonville. And these builders that are down there, they're looking for land to purchase. So it's inevitable that's going to be expanding here in the suburbs of Jacksonville, and there's a lot of land, and it's an opportunity. I would say also is that a lot of these, like Starlight Homes or even a Lennar, depending on the product they build, it's certainly a lot more affordable than some of the standard Toll Brothers or David Weekley ICI, which they're not cheap homes anymore. So these are a different tier builder, which makes it more affordable for the working force, if you will, of the Jacksonville area, especially near the Amazon fulfillment or near the airport, and all that good stuff. Nancy is watching. She's from Georgia. Cool. Awesome. Love it. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else watching from out of town? Let us know.
So and I actually went to the Starlight Homes website just to look and see if they had the new communities up yet. They don't have the two that they'll be in up in the north side of Jacksonville, but they did already put this one here called Sable Preserve, and it's pretty far south. So this is south of Palm Coast. This gets to be in like Flagler County, I believe. So that's pretty far south, but just nice to know that that's out there. Now, this might be a little controversial. I thought this was kind of interesting.
Oh, I like controversial.
Century Complete to launch online home sales for new Jacksonville Development Park Grove. So I guess they're trying to set up like you buy your house like online, like you just order it online.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this?
No, and honestly, I'd like to see how that works out, because more and more now you're also seeing these new builders where they're making it easier for you to just see a home without having to go in a model, if you will. And that's preferential on people, right? Some people just want to go look, but when it comes time to actually making a decision on a house purchase, there's a lot more than just looking at the house, right? You want to know about the area. You want to know, a little bit more information that virtually you're not going to be able to have that opportunity. So it'll be interesting. We've talked about replacing real estate agents and site agents for decades now. Zillow tried to do it, and the problem is that, especially with AI now, is that people want to talk to somebody. They want to know the nitty gritty. And, thank the Lord for that. That's what keeps me busy, because being the youngest of 4 children from an Irish Scots background and Italian father, I don't have a filter. So, that's what you want in a real estate professional. When you're spending $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $800,000 or $1 million, you want to have a real person to bounce ideas and figure out if it's really for you. So this will be interesting. It's probably a lower price point, I would think, because who's going to go buy a $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 house virtually without talking to anybody?
Right. And that does say on there, pricing information and detailed floor plans were not immediately available. But I thought it was sort of different. I thought a little controversial and just kind of interesting. It wouldn't be for me. I definitely have to talk things through, especially if I'm doing any sort of big money spending. So
Yeah.
I want to go look at it and really be able to walk around, and the idea of just, putting in what you want online. I don't know. It's just different. It's definitely different. It's an interesting idea.
Hey, if you're watching this or you're having a recording, would you go randomly would you buy a house virtually online? I'd love to hear your comments. I mean, I think it's controversy is good. I think it's healthy to talk about it. So if you would do that, then, state your opinion in comments.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I'd be interested to know, like, okay, all right, if that's your jam, I'd be curious. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about our favorite expressway.
Yeah, the Pacific Coastal Highway that we do not have over here.
So 18 miles of the First Coast Expressway is now open to drivers. So yay, it's official. This happened just a few days ago on August 10th. A big day in Clay County. A new portion of the First Coast Expressway officially opened. So yay.
Woohoo!
So it's happening. And I did see in the article that they are, like, this is a portion of it that will have a toll, but they're not going to start tolls until September. So some of the road will have tolls. I don't believe all of it will, but there is a portion that will have a toll. So just a heads up on that. But
it's getting real.
Yeah, it is. But speaking of that, since we're talking about Clay County, I really thought this was interesting. So looking at Clay County, they have some master plans, meaning they have some big developments that are in their master plan for their county. So there's a Lake Asbury master plan and there's a Brannon Field master plan. So these are going to be big developments in the area. And hold on, let me see. this, like for the Brennan Field plan, the plan allows for approximately 11,600 new dwelling units. Approximately 4,630 dwelling units currently exist. So Clay County is prepared and seems to be moving forward with some major growth over the next few years. So just a heads up that is coming. So to give you an idea of some of where this is one of the maps that they have on the county website. So you can see Green Cove Springs is here. And you can see, there we go. Give me 1 second. Okay, so the blue one, the one outlined in blue, I just read it and then I already forgot it. Lake Asbury, I believe. Yes, and then the red one up top here, this outline in red, that's the Brennan Field.
Okay.
So those are areas that they're ready to have developed, and they have a master plan for those. So you can see they already have the First Coast Expressway already mapped out on here. They have some of the current existing neighborhoods already mapped out on here. So they're ready for some major expansion. Some of the neighborhoods that are going to come to this area are called Agrahoods. So Agrahoods is the latest in mixed-use developments and will soon be in Northeast Florida. So I heard this word and I was like, what does that mean? So in Agrahood, it mixes subdivision lifestyles with agriculture. They're intended to be self-sustaining communities with schools, shopping, and natural resources. These developments can include community gardens and native plants. So this seems like kind of a new twist on like what we've seen in a lot of the developments in the area where we have, a big community-oriented subdivision, but this twist will have some kind of agricultural zoning as well.
And you can grow your own food.
I mean, I think that's cool. When we were in Illinois, we had a greenhouse in our backyard in Illinois because there's not much time to grow things in Illinois. So we did our best with our little greenhouse that we had. So I think that's pretty neat.
So when you started talking about this, and anybody's watching, including Nancy, my Georgia friend, I'll tell you what, Agrahood, have you ever heard of Peachtree, Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay. Like and they're Peachtree City is like master plan living. But if you ever want to talk about Agrahood, it reminds me of Serenbe. It is one of the most beautiful neighborhood. It ain't cheap, by the way, but a family developed it, and it is 14-acre community featuring preserved forests, meadow, creeks, organic farming, producing over 300 varieties of vegetables, herbs, and flowers, farm-to-table living. Have you ever heard of that?
I had not.
It is gorgeous, but I tell you what, people, it ain't cheap, but it's like their own little ecosystem, and it is a very cool place, Serenbe. So I think this idea is brilliant, and I think this highway going through there to be making more accessible in those areas. I mean, we think we're the what down here in St. Johns County. When it gets too crowded, people are going to be looking at that idea because that model is brilliant, if you ask me. Because I think people want that kind of living, right? Natural living, organic. It's going to attract a certain type of people too. But hold on, I got to read some of these comments. Hey, what's up, Mindy? How are you, dear? To your question regarding virtual home buying, hell nah. Hell no. All right. My grandparents bought their first house through Sears. All right. If anybody, do you know what Sears is? You don't know Sears department store?
Oh, Sears, yes. Like a Sears catalog.
She's younger than me, folks. She had to think about that for a minute. Yes, she's saying she bought her house first through Sears. That is hilarious. And there we go. Peachtree City is beautiful. Well, near there is Serenbe, and I've heard that is absolutely incredible. But I love this idea. This is so exciting. So cool.
Right. So this is one of the properties that is looking at building, I believe, this type of model. This is the planning area. Agricola Property is the name of the company that's working on this.
Okay.
So, I mean, I love this little illustration, the kayaking, the property map. You can see, of course, that First Coast Expressway. So
they forgot something in the illustration.
What did they forget? A gator?
An alligator chomping that guy's arm off right there to the right.
Oh, no way. No way.
Sorry, people. Two biggest questions I ever get. Do they have flooding? And has anybody been attacked by an alligator? You know who I'm talking about. If you're watching out there, go ahead and put in the comments. Be honest. Is it gonna flood, or am I gonna get eaten by an alligator? Okay, but I love this idea. This is absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of information in this PDF too. So, it's gonna be really nice. I mean, I really love this idea. I love that it's near the river. I love all these pictures that we're seeing of people gardening.
This is a good question. I really hope they do. Actually, in Serenbe, the neighborhood I'm talking about, it's in Chattahoochee Hills, just outside of Atlanta. And one of the things I have to say is that you would expect all the houses to have bigger lots, but they don't. It depends on what section you live. So this is a good question. I'll definitely be looking into St. Johns County, looking into it, because St. Johns County houses are too close. And I agree. It really depends on what kind of lot you have here in St. Johns County. So I wonder how big the lots are. So this is going to be interesting for sure. The lot sizes, because you said 11,000 dwelling units. That's a lot of homes. So
yes, in one of the areas that they're looking at. So I think from what I've seen in some of these maps, I do think they'll have an area that's a little more cottagey, and then they'll have areas that are a little more wide open. So they'll have kind of like a town square, more like a village area if you're wanting the more walkable idea, or if you're wanting a little more space. I do believe that is part of the plan. But of course, some of this is still to come. It's still in its infancy. So things can always kind of shift and change as ideas come together. So I'm scrolling through this pretty quickly, but
it's a great idea, and it's proved to work in Georgia. It's talking about and reading articles about how the Agrahood and local communities, how it's job creation, keeping your money local, increasing property values by 15 to 30% with the green spaces.
right.
I think this is brilliant. I'm super excited about it, actually. And it's not too far from the St. Johns River. You're not too far from, is it 5 Points, that whole area, if you want to go out to dinner and all that stuff, right?
You could get to downtown and all that pretty easily from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Avondale and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is just one option that's coming to the area. And there's another one from Freehold Communities called Saratoga Springs. It's a new Agrahood community. So there's another one.
Yeah.
So just kind of neat. So this one, there's just not a whole lot of information yet, but I believe that the groundbreaking for this particular neighborhood, the Saratoga Springs, happened in January. So I mean, it's August now, so we should be hearing something, I think, soon.
Yeah, it's beautiful, gorgeous.
So you can see all the natural beauty that it is at this moment. And it's, I think part of the reason people like moving to Florida is because of the natural beauty. It's not just the beaches. The rest of it's pretty too. Yeah,
well, Northeast Florida, there's a lot of, if you go out there west, there's a lot of farms. I mean, we pick blueberries are actually divine. We've been strawberry picking out in those farms and everything. So there's definitely a lot of opportunity to do this agricultural style living, and I think it's a phenomenal idea. So um, if you're looking for space and you don't want to be in houses right up against each other, this could be a good opportunity. The question I have in my mind is, how's this all going to be paid for? Because really the CDD community model really works for setting up the development of these places.
Right.
And then how expensive is it going to be? Is it going to be affordable? That's the question.
Right. Yeah, all good questions. And I think we'll have to just wait and see at this point. But I think it's hopefully going to just take off. And I think because it's Clay County and because it's still kind of new, I'm hoping it'll be affordable. And yeah, I mean, and there's more coming to Clay County. Greenpoint developers announced Amberley in Clay County. So this is just another community coming soon to Clay County. And 725 single-family home sites. These will be kind of smaller home sites. Development plans include 1- and 2-story single-family homes on 40 to 50 or 60-foot home sites. So this one's called Amberley. The planned amenities include resort-style amenities such as a clubhouse, oasis pool, club-quality fitness studio, expansive play park, a dog park, and it's zoned for Clay County School. So Amberley is just another thing coming to Clay County.
Another one in the books.
Yeah, and I've got even one more for Clay County, I think. I think it's just one more. Let me check my notes.
Holy camole, Clay County. If you're watching, tell me how you feel about this future development.
Yes, so this one is called Highland Trail. Is another community in Clay County, kind of near Fleming Island.
Pulte Homes, 55 and plus. Is that what this is?
I think part of it is.
That's what it looks like. Where life just slows a bit. Sounds like it to me.
Let's see. Well, part of it, Lennar, Edenbrook, 55 plus. And then we've got Dreamfinders, Pulte. So a few other builders.
So it's going to be a master plan with multiple different builders. So,
yeah. All right. So another one over in Clay County. But moving on, I thought we should kind of update this a little bit. I know you've talked about the surf park in Etown. That's in Jacksonville. Yep. The developer for the surf park closes on a 45-acre site in the Etown community. Construction to begin in 2026 with plans to complete the project in 2 years. So this is a surf park that's going to go into Jacksonville's Etown community. And that's, what side of town would you call it? South side? I would call it South side.
Yeah, it is. It's just right off the west side of 9B exit. It's going to be one of 18 in the world, people, here in Northeast Florida. It is a very, very big project. And it's surf park resort with membership as well. This is going to be massive. And I think this is the game plan to put Etown in the next big development, EverRange, which we just got announcements today that they're going to start certifying agents for EverRange, the next park group development. And I think this is going to be a draw to that area. It's going to be insane. It's either going to be, and I did a whole show on it. Check it out. There was a lot of comments on that because some people were totally gung-ho and some people said, this is ridiculous. Why are we putting a surf park, that's what, 6-7 miles from the beach, from Jack's Beach? Go surfing in the ocean if you want to. But this is next level stuff. And Kelly Slater has a surf park out in Austin, the suburbs of Austin, Texas. I heard it's doing phenomenal. So I hope it does well here too.
Yeah, I mean, I know they do well, surf parks that currently exist around the world. So this would just be another one. And I mean, how cool to have it in our backyard. Just another fun thing to do. And, I don't think it'll be cheap, though. I think it'll be kind of pricey.
You know what? I don't know about that because I think there's going to be different membership packages.
Okay.
So I think if you're looking for a once in a lifetime experience, there'll be touristy pricing, and then there'll be if you have a membership, I think they'll try to make it affordable. So I'm gonna hope that they do make it kind of reasonable. And then I wonder what kind of membership discounts you're going to get because you bought a home in EverRange. That's the question. Because the big families that own all the land here in Jacksonville, including the sons of the park group, are the ones behind this. So they're developing this 10,000 plus more homes. So I think there's going to be some incentives tied to if you live in that master plan community, like in Nocatee, you'll have a discount to the surf park. So if you buy a home over there, then you'll have access, and it's going to have a hotel, it's going to have a resort, it's going to have restaurants. I mean, it's going to have about 200-300 apartments. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff going on there. It's going to be like a little surf town city of its own, which is interesting to me because you've got Jack's Beach, but this is going to be your inland.
Right. Really, it's right down,
bro.
it's right down the street from the University of North Florida too. So
yeah,
I'd be curious if that'll attract some college kids to maybe, if there's going to be apartments, and it'd be interesting. It's definitely going to be, I think, a young vibe in that area. And I think it's always nice to have like a fresh young vibe.
Yeah. Did you want to catch some waves before class, brah? Some tasty waves at the surf park. I heard they got them barreling at 7 feet, brah.
Oh my goodness. I would love to watch the surf, Greg. I would love to see it.
Oh, I can't anymore. No, I can't. I'm too old. Sorry,
I never
could. Your Say that again?
I never could surf. I never figured it out.
Yeah, it's a good workout. It's hard. Sorry, blowing up your live, but looking to move your way in 3026. But houses are so close. Start looking in Palm Coast. A lot of people are looking in Palm Coast. I mean, there's a lot of development going in Palm Coast. It's just a totally different vibe down there. It's very chill, old Florida, a little bit more retiree area. I don't want to base it, but it's a lot quieter and chiller. And a lot of people have moved from this area down there where it's quieter and it's a lot more affordable. Will it have gators? Yes, of course we're gonna have gators. This is their land. Can't take the gators away. So, all right, back to surfing, bro.
If it's a water source, there's probably a gator in it. If it's wet, there's a gator.
There's a gator somewhere. Just don't ride over it like that one couple did and then fall on it because you will get eaten.
Yeah, no, don't kayak over them.
Well, watch where you're going when you're kayaking. Yeah. All right.
But okay. So speaking of EverRange, you talked about EverRange a second ago. EverRange community advances with approval for 47 unit residential development. So things are slowly moving forward, but you said they're starting to get realtors certified. So that's good.
Yep. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. As soon as I get information, it will be live here very quickly. I can't wait. Yes. Super stoked.
So that's just north of Nocatee in the Duval side of the county, but EverRange.
Be right between Etown and Nocatee. Over 10,000 homes right there, and this is just the beginning. I believe Dream Finders is starting with some townhomes, and then Toll Brothers is starting with a 55 and older product, which I thought was very interesting. Toll Brothers doesn't really do that, but they're going to be doing retirement living or active adult living. I don't even know what the correct terminology is this day, but some opportunities there for all my folks that are empty nesters or retirees. Toll Brothers. I know people from the Northeast. If you're from the Northeast, why do you guys love Toll Brothers so much? What's the deal with that? Toll Brothers has just got such a reputation, and I think they're in Pennsylvania, but people love Toll Brothers in the Northeast. So
good to know. Okay, so another master plan community, grocery anchored closer to construction in Seven Pines. And the village at Seven Pines is what the little section of the neighborhood is called. Let me see. All right. Could have sworn I saw which one it was going to be, but of course I did not write it down. So now I'm having to dig through. But yep, they've got a grocery store and shopping center. All of this is moving forward. The village will combine high quality retail tenants with vibrant outdoor public spaces in an inviting design. So
Yeah, that's the only thing that's missing in Seven Pines is a little commercial, you know, a little restaurant, a little retail. So I think that's a great option for them. You know, they're really close to Mayo and that whole area. They have a really cool amenity center, and it ain't cheap over there. But I mean, listen, you're in central Jacksonville. There, you're close to everything in Seven Pines. So town center's around the corner, Jack's Beach. So this is a pretty cool idea. I like that too. Great.
Right. So Seven Pines is getting some new stuff. So that's awesome. And let's see. Yeah, it looks like it'll be an unidentified anchor. So an unidentified anchor grocery store with a liquor store adjacent. So
You know what that means, right?
it's probably Publix.
I didn't say it. You did.
It's probably Publix.
Probably Publix. Come on, Trader Joe's.
So yeah, that's usually how it goes. So I was digging for it, but you know, I was like, why do I think it's going to be a Publix? Because it sometimes usually is. So.
And all I hear about Publix is it's too expensive. Publix, stop being so expensive. I love your new grocery store. Their new grocery stores are beautiful, though. I mean, the new one in Etown is gorgeous. But come on, people are just saying it's too expensive. So
I think I love the enjoyable shopping experience, and I will definitely hit up the buy one get one free every week. And you got to make sure you have the app, because you can dig through the app. There's a lot more buy one get one frees than they put at the front. It's not just the stuff at the front; it's all in the store.
Okay, so the trick is the online app at Publix, not just the BOGOs at the front.
Right. You gotta make sure you're in the know on the buy one get one free.
All right, people, you heard it here first.
Okay, so there's another new community that was pretty cool. This is in Fernandina, so all the way back over to Amelia Island that we were talking about earlier. This is a diverse housing community with shops, hotel proposed on Bailey Road. So brand new community that they're looking at for the Fernandina area called Seagrove Village. Let me look at my notes here. Plans call for 43 second and third floor apartments above retail shops, 45 townhouses, a mix of duplexes and quadruplexes, 14 live work units, and 30 homes ranging from 1,800 to 2,000 square feet. So this is a new vision for Fernandina, kind of like a village square with like live, work, play kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So up in Fernandina, if you're looking for that kind of vibe, there's some new stuff coming if you're wanting a new build.
Yeah, for all my folks that are talking about recession and sitting on the sidelines and that the marketing housing is crashing, let me just tell you something. Okay, this is not a recession. This is called a reset. Okay, big difference. Reset means that we've been going high, full steam ahead, price increasing 30% every year. We can't keep doing that. So now we plateaued and now we're doing a reset in pricing. This is an example of how we're not going into recession because of all the massive development. Now, maybe in certain areas of the country, absolutely. And I'm going to do a show on Tuesday. If you're subscribed and you watch on Tuesday, I'm going to give you an overview. This is a lot of work too, people. I mean, it takes me a lot of work to do this, but I know it's good to educate myself and you. But on the national level, we're seeing such a drastic difference in the housing market in different areas of the United States. It's absolutely incredible how different. I have people selling their house in 48 hours still in certain parts of the Northeast. And then you still have people in Texas or specifically Austin or Phoenix, Arizona, where they're on the market for 90 to 120 days. But I'm going to talk about comparing the national market, and then I'm going to zone into very much our area and what's going on, because again, all these developers, when we come up here and spending hundreds of millions of dollars on these massive developments, if they were worried about our recession. So remember that when you're thinking about it, when you're one of those people that are waiting on the sidelines. And I'm not the one to preach that, but think about it.
Yes. So for next up, I have a few neighborhoods that I thought were just sort of fun to highlight. I know most people have heard of Sawgrass because of TPC Sawgrass. It's the Players Championship that's played there every year. But I just found out there's a neighborhood called Stillwater. It's a 55 plus community with golf, and they had a U.S. Open local qualifier. They actually, Stillwater hosted the U.S. Amateur qualifier.
Yes.
So kind of neat, something to, tout it for this area. We got some golf, if that's your thing.
Yes, and that's interesting because Stillwater is definitely got a really nice course. And my mother used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't say it at all. So when it comes to the housing, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, good to know.
But the golf course is amazing, and I know some people that got membership to the golf course, and great opportunity right there.
All right. Okay. So moving on. So I know a lot of people in the area have heard of Beach Walk, and there we go. Diamond Springs. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. I clicked off of it, but you guys can still see it. Diamond Springs, Duval County's first lagoon community, set to open later this year. So if you like that lagoon, you want, kind of a beach, but not a beach, then maybe that might be a place to check out. Diamond Springs. It will also include walking trails, sports fields, and picnic areas.
All right, let me tell you what the success level of this is going to be before it even starts. How many homes are they going to build?
Let's see. Well, I don't know that I see that just yet.
All right, what's it called? What's it going to be called?
Well, the area, the neighborhood's called Diamond Springs.
Okay. So the success on these places are really dependent on how many properties are going to be built, because like Beach Walk, in my opinion, wasn't a phenomenal success because there was 1,500 or less homes. And the reality is that that's not enough homes to divvy up the cost. So the flub on the Beach Walk problem is that the CDD and HOA fees were astronomical.
Right.
You wanted to say something?
Oh, I do. I found it. 2,700.
Okay, so that's better. They have a better chance of success there. Lennar Homes, DR Horton, DRB, Dream Finders. Yeah, there you go. All right.
So what do you think? You feeling a little better about it since it's more homes?
That it's more homes? Yeah, definitely. Because listen, you've got to divide the costs of maintaining these places. And so I think the last one didn't have enough homes to support it and divvy up the cost of maintaining it. So people were left with, CDD fees at $4,000. HOAs were going up. So, interesting concept. I don't know. I wasn't sold on Beach Walk, so we'll see how this one turns out. Sorry, Beach Walk people, if you live there, don't get mad. Just put a comment in there and prove me wrong and say, Greg, Beach Walk's an amazing place to live. The whole concept was a phenomenal idea, and we love living there. So shut your mouth. I'm a big boy. You won't hurt my feelings. I like to hear your opinion. I want you to share with other people the contrasting opinions so that people that are watching this can truly get an idea of where they're meant to be. Listen, folks, this is just opinion, but doesn't mean it's wrong or right. It means that you need to find the place that's right for you.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. It's always what everybody likes is different, and what works for one person doesn't work for another person. So
yeah, you may like going to a fake beach or lagoon with pretty blue water because you don't like sharks.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I do see the appeal. I do see the appeal. For me, I get it. I see it. But, so I just got to let you know it's out there. Diamond Springs. Cool. But also, St. Johns County 123 million park plan is just one piece of the countywide upgrades. I'm mostly highlighting this just because I want to show it for the Silverleaf area. So I know Nocatee gets a lot of talk. We saw it earlier in that niche.com article, and Silverleaf and Shearwater, they're getting 2 of the 4 parks planned as part of the community's big regional park plan. And they're now under construction. Those, it includes the Silverleaf Sports Complex and the Shearwater Community Park and Library, which both began in May. So there's a lot to be said for these areas as well. So just whenever you look at Nocatee and you see that it's ranked high in the niche.com rankings, just know that the Silverleaf and Shearwater seems to me that those are going to be the next big up and coming St. Johns County thing that everybody talks about.
Yes, for all my clients building in Silverleaf, you are absolutely live in the second best community in St. Johns County. Just kidding. I'm completely biased because I live in Nocatee, but congratulations. You know what they say about second place?
If you're not first, you're last.
You're a first loser.
Oh, thank you. I went a different way with it.
Yeah, yours is way better. All right. For the few people that are tuned in tonight, are you leaving me now? Because I'm being such a jerk. I know I'm tired. I apologize, people. My Silverleaf folks, congratulations. I love Silverleaf. It's
all right. I've only got a few more things.
Location. That's all I got to say. What is this?
Okay, so this is a brand new Toll Brothers community at River's Edge in Jacksonville. This is downtown. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes. All my folks at Toll Brothers are going to love you tonight. They've been begging me to come down there and check it out, and I really do need to go see it because it's a totally different kind of luxury living with those water views.
It looks great. So I saw this and I was like, well, of course I have to bring this up. We had just talked about all that downtown development that's happening, and look at this. So I thought this is pretty great. And I'm just trying to show off a few other neighborhoods that are new and just, different areas of Jacksonville and just, something maybe you didn't know existed. So here's another one. This is Tributary. This is in Yulee, which is up near Fernandina. Yep. So Nassau County. And it's another big community. And this community I thought was kind of cool. It has kayaking. So you can go kayaking in this neighborhood. So it's pretty near a lot of water sources. And, it's got this amenity center. And my goodness, that pop-up keeps trying to pop up. So just another little community. They also have a 55 plus section if that's your thing. And so there you go. So another one, Tributary, up in the northern part of the Jacksonville suburbs. And of course, I always like to talk about Rivertown too. This is just another cool neighborhood, another one in St. Johns County that I think is a really great one to know about. It has pools, lazy river, and kayak storage. So
and their school just opened up this week. Their brand new K-8 school just opened up on Monday. So anybody watching in the recording, Hollows Cove is what it's called. Yeah.
Hollows Cove, that's right.
Congratulations. I hope you had a first good week at school. Please put in the comments how it was. I'm excited for you guys. It literally, who gets to go to a K-8 school that's right across the newest amenity center with the lazy river and splash pad and all that? I mean, truly, what an incredible place to live.
Right. So they've got all the things in this area. So, I really, if there's a home for you in Jacksonville. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't have to be in Nocatee. You can be out in Rivertown. You can be in Silverleaf. You can go all the way up north to Tributary. You can go live on the river in the Riverside, the river home you just mentioned by Toll Brothers. There's so many different options. I will tell you in Rivertown, Madame Homes is giving away some killer incentives that I just sold home there last week to our friends moving back near to the area near family from Colorado Springs. I mean, the closing costs were covered. They got to buy down the rate below 6%. And I mean, the incentives. So cool place to be, an opportunity. And those are some of the incentives that I talked about last week that, that are pretty solid. So
Yeah. So, and I nailed it on timing. I am done.
Are you really?
I'm done. That's it. That's all
Oh,
I
good.
got.
I started talking fast because I was like, oh, we only have 5 seconds left. All right, folks, that's a wrap. If you know what's going on here in Jacksonville, we're live here and we make sure that you have up-to-date information on what's going on in the area. Clay County Agrahood is my favorite topic of tonight. I really am excited to hear about that because I love Serenbe up in Georgia. For all my Georgia folks, if you're near there, go check out Serenbe. I'd love to hear what your first experience is, or if you live in Serenbe, what?
I see Mindy's comment here real quick. Do you see it? She says she heard it was craziness with the new school there with bikes, golf carts, etc. I do want to weigh in on that because I feel like that may just be first week of school, everybody's trying to figure it out. I would give it a little bit and see if they can work out some of the kinks. I know at our kids' school, it took some time to figure out, oh, maybe it's better to release the kids on the bikes first or after the golf carts have gone through. So I know the school probably is aware of it and has to make some adjustments, and it's just part of growing pains. But I saw it and I thought, oh yeah, we've seen that in our area too sometimes. So
yeah, we did. We experienced it in our own neighborhood, and you live nearby me, and you know how it is. And you'll always hear comments in the socials where it's the first week of school. Everybody's excited. Everybody's trying to get there in time, and you have kids on skateboards, you have kids on bicycles, you have golf carts, and I'll tell you what, that community has a phenomenal golf cart red system as well. I think they will definitely figure out, and unfortunately, it's going to be chaotic at first, but that was kind of the way it always is in the first week of school.
Oh yeah, the car line is crazy too, and it's just part of the first week of school, and especially a brand new school. They've got extra issues to work through, I'm sure.
There's 2 types of people. There's people that hate that stuff, and then there's people like me that thrive in that stuff. I'm the one with the phone, and I've got the kids in the golf cart, and I'm like, let's do a video now on driving a golf cart, and there's traffic everywhere because I want to have on my feed a memorable time of when my kids started 6th grade and 3rd grade. And I thrive on that because it's exciting. It's like a game of Frogger. You just don't want to run anyone over.
I'm a passenger princess, so I just sit in the passenger side.
Thank you for watching, everybody, tonight. I appreciate you joining us. We had an awesome audience. If you know something particular that you would like us to cover, help us out. Put it in the comments. We would love to do a show on something that you're thinking about, or an area or development or anything that comes to your mind. Make sure you put it in the comments. We're always looking for ideas for show ideas. Ms. Rachel, thank you so much. You are wonderful putting together all this information for us. And folks, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Seriously, people, 2 shows every week, 1 live, and I try to put out some informational. I try to be less opinionated. Forgive me for the opinionated stuff, but I can't help it. But if you're thinking about moving the area, I'd love to be a resource of choice. That opinion comes in really handy. I tell it how it is, folks. No real estate nonsense here. And so if you want to get the lowdown and you're thinking of moving 9 days, 90 days, or 180 days, it's never too early to start that conversation. A lot of people reach out and they don't buy a home for a year. That's okay. Let's start talking now. Let's get some searches set up. And then, of course, if you're thinking about selling, it's a tough buyer's market right now. You really want to make sure that you have someone giving it to you straight. And that may not be for you because you may think your house is worth more, and I don't have the time to list houses overpriced and let them sit on the market for 6 months and then they're worth way less than what you anticipated. There's that truth serum coming out again, but we're seeing a lot of that. Market's getting a little better. Tuesday, I will be talking more about that. So subscribe, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Ms. Rachel, thank you, and have a great evening.
Thanks, you too.